Guys Next Door.
Rolling.
You've started already?
Yes.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Guys Next Door, Meet the Boss. And with me, I have one African man, African king. And I will not introduce him because I don't think I'm fit to introduce a king like he is. So he will introduce himself to us and then we'll pick it up from there.
Hi.
Hello.
Good. My name is Leakey, Odera.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to start, but I'm more into pageantry. Well, probably a lot of people don't understand what pageantry is, but I think we're going to discuss it.
Yes.
I'm a model trainer. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I love... Did you say to stop?
No, continue.
I love doing this because it gives me a lot of satisfaction. Pageantry is getting these young people into leadership, and I celebrate when I change their way of thinking through pageantry.
People hide this. Now, let me tell you, there's something people don't know. Okay, so Leakey is my boss. Leakey saw the model in me when I didn't see her. So, thank you, sir, for giving me the platform.
Welcome.
But Leakey saw my stroke. He was like, you should actually contest for Mr. and Miss. And I did. I got the crown. But I'm just here to appreciate him and let us see the world of pageantry. So, my first question is, when did you start pageantry, and what led to your decision of taking that path?
I think I started my love for entertainment industry way back in high school. So I was part of the drama club in my high school, which is the greatest school for those of you who've grown up and gone to school in Nairobi, you know how good that school was in terms of drama. Went to campus, and that's when I now started getting involved in modeling and pageantry. And I met some 2-3 people who had that vision, and we sat down and said, let's now start organizing the Miss and Miss University. This was a guy, the late Big Kev, sorry. He's the owner of True Black. Those who know True Black is one of the leading entertainment company in Kenya. There's a gentleman called Big Ted, who is now the deputy ambassador in America. And one Dixon Gunjiri. So we started by organizing beauty pageant in the university. Then later on, about 2 years later, somebody bought the franchise for Miss World. This is Dr. Nyamo in 1999, and he didn't know how to go about it because he was a doctor and he also had clubs.
Yeah.
So somebody said, "Oh, the young guys doing this thing in campus. You can get them to start doing it," and that's how I started. My main big beauty pageant was Miss World Kenya in 1999.
That 1999. I was. How old was I? I was like going to school. So you've done this for so long.
I love it.
I can see that you love it. So, Leakey is the patron for Miss and Miss University Kenya. So, and Miss and Miss University Africa as well. I know you've done a couple of shows in Nigeria as well. So, for those of you who are watching from Nigeria, when you hear Miss and Miss University Africa, it's Abaoga. Yeah. That organizes it. So one question I want to ask is what are your struggles? What struggles have you faced in your journey as patron for these events?
First and foremost, traditionally in Kenya, pageantry was not accepted in that late 90s because they thought it's a white man's thing thing. And the African girl or woman is considered to be a bit bigger in size in terms of what the Miss World was looking for in terms of the sizes 24, 36, 36. So in the beginning we called for auditions. Nobody was coming, not because the ladies didn't want to come, but it caused the community, the family did not want them to get into that. There was a belief that these girls were failures, and probably that's why they would not go to school. They would like to go into the pageantry, and a Mzungu, a white person, would see them and take them to Europe and stuff like that. So we had to go to the clubs then. For like 3 years, we got the girls from the club. But I think the first year was very good in terms of getting that perception of the Kenyan people. The girl who won Miss World Kenya in 1999 was called Esther Odera. She was a student at the University of Nairobi, first class honors in economics. In fact, she missed her. Yes, she missed her graduation when she was in London for Miss World. So people started saying, kumbe, this is not just about losers or the girls who just want to do something easy. And I think then they did not understand what pageantry is. And I think there's a thin line between pageantry and just the fashion modeling, catwalk and stuff. A majority even today doesn't understand. Everybody think a model is that model that does runway. And it's deeper than, pageantry is deeper than modeling.
Okay. Yeah, so now you've made mention of the fact that pageantry and modeling are two different things. Like, there's a thin line, obviously. So I want you to help us understand the difference between pageantry and modeling.
Yes, great. So there's a pageant queen. There's a reason why they're called queens and kings. As a queen, probably you have to have a crown on your head, and you can't look down. So you must be focused. Then the fashion model, I call them expensive hangers because they look nice in those clothes and then being put in the shop. There's been a thin line between the model, fashion model, and pageantry. It's totally different. They're in a different world. A fashion model would make millions of shillings just walking into that stage. I call them expensive hangers.
That's a cute one. Expensive hangers.
Yes. You find the European thinking today this season we want that dark blue African girl to be at the New York catwalk. This girl doesn't necessarily need to speak any language, and she'll go there and make it. A beauty queen is totally different from a king. One of the things, you must be intelligent because it's about leadership. And so in the catwalk, most of the time you'll find the contestants are forced to smile. They must give that impression of love. In modeling fashion, they never smile, and they're walking so fast. And in modeling, in pageantry, you must be able to show what you have. So sometimes you see the turns, they take time to move and just do their turns. I've had challenges with the religion. Sometimes I tell guys the first ever beauty queen was in the Bible, and this was Esther. If you read about Esther, she went into pageantry and the king chose Esther. So she was the first queen. And the same thing that happens now. As the judges, they don't just look at that evening, that the way she looks. There's a process that is taken to actually choose the right king. A lot of people have understood most pageant guys just go and sit at night, judges see you and pop, done. So you find it's wrongly done. And so that's the difference. The 60% of a beauty queen is judged from the inner beauty. Inner beauty is to mean how do you love people around you. It's about humanity. Like I said before, fashion, that expensive hanger. It doesn't matter how your art is and stuff like that. So that's what I said. There's a thin line between modeling and beauty. Yes.
So you really made mention of. I was gonna ask you, but at least you've made mention of that. So you guys, pageantry is not all about the facial beauty, because there's this notion that for her to be Miss University or for her to be Miss Kenya or Miss Nigeria, she must have looked very pretty. So what you're trying to say is it's not about the beauty, the outward beauty. There's a process.
Exactly.
So, which leads me to the next question. That process, does it have to do with the trainings, community services that they have to go through before the main event, or what exactly are those criteria you look out for before you crown someone king or queen?
Yeah, depending on the pageant, they have those almost the same rules. It must be like World, Universe, International, 26, 34, 36. That's a body size. Must have proper dental formula, flawless skin, and blah blah blah, which is just part of now getting people into that season of pageantry. But then there's a lot behind the scene, what they call the boot camp. Now, the boot camp, you go through a lot of stuff, like etiquette. When you become a queen, there are things you can't do out in the public. For example, you can't be seen drunk, you can be seen just heckling. There's a way you sit as a beauty queen. There's a way it's just like leadership where you want to be the president. So there's a lot of things that you're trained to do. How do you communicate with other people? One of the things that you do after you're crowned is you have to have a cause. What are you going to give back to the society? Also involved in Miss World of 2000 and 2001. In 2001, that's the first and the last time an African won the Miss World. That's Agbani. When Agbani was yes, so when Agbani was crowned, I was there in some city, Nigeria, and it was us Africans the first time. It's 20. That was 2001. It's about 22 years later. We still don't have an African girl winning Miss World. So what I was trying to say is there are about 110 contestants that night. But most people don't know. Only 20 of them are judged that night, but they have, because you've come from so many countries, you have to go through a category or two. So the prejudging, like for example, they were divided into 10s. Some went to Zambezi in Zambia, some went to Victoria Falls, and 10 lucky ones met Tata Mandela. And I remember the runners-up was Miss America, was asked, what would be your worst moment during question and answers? And she was smart enough, and that's what, when you ask those questions, they want to see how fast, it's not how well you answer the question, but how fast do you think and how well do you articulate. She says, my worst moment is when I didn't get an opportunity to be among the 10 girls who went to meet Nelson Mandela. Probably before she went to South Africa, she didn't know who Nelson Mandela is. I remember our winner, I would call her a winner because she was the African winner. Agbani was asked, if you to be left in a desert, what did you carry? And she said a Bible. And immediately I heard that, I knew she had won that. And the host was Jerry Springer, and it was like, what else? She said a bottle of water. Done. So you could see, again, the question and answer is just, that is the last. It can either make you or break you. Depends on how you win. Already, if you look at the pageants, go back to your screens and you see the 10 finalists. Any of them can win the pageant. Now, answering the question, and I keep telling guys, any of those girls would be winners, then the grace of God just gives you that, and you're done. Yeah.
It's really interesting. So you've spoken about your challenges.
Yes.
What have been your successes? Like, what is the most memorable success you've had in your journey of pageantry?
I think one of the things that I said when I was just starting, my success is to see that young person change into a better person in terms of leadership. So a lot of time is when I'm called by our contestants and says, because I went through your training, I'm really happy that I made it to get this crown. I would have been a different person to if I went to the catwalk without your knowledge, then I would have done it wrongly, thinking I'm a model and not go through leadership. But again, in terms of now recognition, in 2020 and 2021, when the world was going through that hard time of COVID, the only pageant that was able to do their contest was Miss Up, and they did it online. So those 2 years in a row, I was chosen to be the only African judge to judge a category which is talent and motivation. Yes.
That's interesting. So we're about to come to the end of the podcast, but I want you to advise people who want to go into the pageantry world and also into the modeling world. Just give a word of advice to them.
Yeah, it's not the easiest career. Most people think it's very easy, and in any career depends on what you're looking for. Most of us go into it without doing due diligence. There are a lot of people out here in the world who are evil. So again, it would look very nice from the outside, but inside is crooked. So again, if you're going into pageantry, try and dig out what do these guys do, what is their last progress and stuff like that. Then you're able to get your facts right and say, this is what I want to do. And then it's not easy because again, what am I going to do after that? So you must think about what you're going to push as an agenda. So like I said, 60% is your inner beauty. And if you're not ready for it, then sit down and think about it. Then say, okay, because I'm in this, I want to do fashion modeling. Then again, it's not also easy because I say they are just expensive hangers, and that's where a lot of our young people are used and abused because I want to be on a billboard so bad that I don't care about what I'm going to make after. So just offer and I'll give because I want to be in New York, London and stuff. I believe everything comes from the Almighty. So pray about everything that you do, because people believe modeling and Christianity does not go. There's so much related with Christianity in terms of what's it called, in terms of pageantry. Sometimes I say the reason probably I started loving pageantry, I go deep into Christianity where I say God took his time and the last thing he did was to create Eve. And this is the Eve we're looking at. So go back to the Bible again, it's telling us the first beauty queen was Esther. Again, my last advice is the Bible tells me in Matthew 6:33, seek ye the kingdom and the rest will take care of. So just whatever you're doing, just give praise first before you can do anything. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Leakey. I don't want this podcast to end, but sadly it has to end. Please tell me you're going to have a modeling academy. Because people need to go through what I went through, understand leadership. I feel like my role in leadership came from the classes. I didn't know Leakey the way I know him now, but the little I could grab from him took me far. And he does not know this, but I welcome to Nigerian presidents. And I don't think it was by mistake, but because of that little knowledge I got from you, I'm where I am today, and I'm actually in a better place. You guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's your girl RJ, and this is Meet the Boss, GND. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe. If you don't, I'll get you in your dream. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Let us know what you think. Let us know questions you would like to ask about pageantry and modeling. I'll also put his Instagram handle, website, all his social media platforms are going to be down below, so you can reach out to him, send him a DM if you want him to coach you as well, or if you really want to delve into the world of pageantry. He can answer all your questions. And also follow us on our social media platforms. On Instagram, it is Clear Sky Entertainment. On TikTok, it's Clear Sky Entertainment. Before you go, you see these videos up here, kindly watch it so I don't appear to you in your dream. Anyways, from me, it's goodbye. Bye. Handy. This is Guys Next Door.